Hello and welcome to Esther's Gardening Adventures. I'm Esther and today I'm going to be starting the Single Seed Challenge 2021. It's a thing where you pick one seed, you plant it, and you track the progress of the seed and that plant through its entire life cycle of the season. I have decided to do a single seed plant challenge with eggplant, the Nagasaki long eggplant. I've grown eggplant once before, but I've never grown it from seed, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this particular plant progresses, especially since I don't need a whole lot of them. I'm planning on growing like 2 or 3 eggplant plants in total. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this seed in 1/2 of my winter sowing jug, and I'm going to put a couple other seeds on the other half, and I'm going to mark the division between it so we can see which half of the jug is the single seed, because I don't want to waste an entire milk jug's worth of gardening soil on just one seed, but this way we can still kind of separate out the seed by itself. So if this is your first time hearing about winter sowing, basically I'm using this milk jug as a way to grow my seedling outdoors instead of indoors under grow lights. And you can check out my Winter Sowing 101 series to find out more about it. But I thought I'd just mention that since you're about to see me do it. So let's get to it. I'm gonna take out just one seed. Ooh, this is nerve-wracking, right? Actually, before I do the seeds, I need to get the jug prepped. So if this is your first time hearing about winter sowing, check out the series on it. Basically, I start with a jug that has holes in the bottom and on the side. It's cut in half with a hinge. The holes are for drainage, obviously. And I fill it at least 4 inches with soil. And for me, it's a little bit past my knuckle on my finger. But I don't know where the packet is, but I also once measured it onto a cardboard piece of paper and used to use that to measure 4 inches. The other thing is you need to make sure to pack it down a little because although it is wet, which will help decrease the potential for shrinkage, it will still compact some. And so the more you can make sure your jug, let's see. Oh yeah, we're good. The more you can make sure your jug is kind of close to how it'll be as the end result. And I used to be afraid of packing things down. And then you've heard me mention probably before, I love Charles Dowding, a famous British gardener who was kind of the father of no-dig gardening. And he walks on his plant beds because it's almost all compost. And he says seeds actually like having slightly tight soil or slightly firm soil to grow out of. It helps them be stronger. So I'm not putting a huge amount of pressure, but I'm not afraid of packing it down a little. All right, so when I do a half jug, because I do this sometimes for other plants, and when I'm doing a half jug, I take my paint marker, which the lid just came off of, thank God. It didn't come off with me wearing a white shirt. Let's do a test somewhere, make sure it's still good. Yeah. Okay. And then I just draw a line. I will also put a marker inside. Oops, that's not a very even line, is it? Draw a line to remind myself when I'm looking in the jug that it's divided. My very non-pretty divided marker here. There we go. Well, now it looks like a river, but you get the idea. And then, so now that I've done that, I get my 2 pre-made labels, because I label both the inside and the outside of the jug, and my single seed eggplant. I'm turning it so you can see the space here. All right, now we'll get the seeds out. Now we'll do the seeds. And I bought these recently, so they're not very old, or at least they're recently purchased. That's way more than I'll need. It's kind of interesting. This is my first time growing eggplant, and the seeds actually look a lot like tomato seeds. And my dog You know what? She never plays with her squeaker monkey unless I'm doing a video. Actually, let me get closer. 1 seed. There we go. I'm going to put it right in the middle of the space on this side. And my dog is going again with her squeaker toy. All right, put it right there. It's going to drip a little, but you can see there it is. And the reason I'm doing this, it's not really a challenge, but the guy who started this, whose name I'm blanking at the moment, but I will have in typing right above, Scott, I think something. Okay, anyway, he came up with this idea last year and is doing it again this year as a way to really, we plant a lot of seeds. We plant a lot of vegetables. Here, I put a layer on top of that seed that you just saw me do. We plant a lot of vegetables and seeds, and we just kind of think of them as a group. And the reality is each is its own little embryo, each is its own little life. And this is a fun way to kind of pay attention to nature, which is something I'm all about, trying to observe and learn from nature, and a way to really track the progress and failures of the plant. And if this seed doesn't sprout, Baker Creek has pretty good, does pretty good for me. I've had really good luck with their seeds sprouting. But yeah, I think this is just a fun way to do it. And if this doesn't work, I'll do another, I'll try another seed. I'm just adding water to ensure that seed has good contact with the soil. All right, and now, so for my other half of the jug, I'm going to do more seeds, but I am going to count them because I keep that in my journal to track because I'm curious how well the seeds do. And I also track what soil this is. This soil is Happy Frog, Fox Farm Happy Frog. And I have a practice of, if you've watched my channel enough, I don't put more than 1 seed per spot. So that because you have to separate them before you transplant them when they're doing winter sowing. And it's much easier if the seeds are a little bit apart from each other so that their roots are not intertwined. And I think I read somewhere that eggplants in particular don't like their roots disturbed. I'm not sure if I'm right about that. But, okay, we got seeds going amok here. So I've been talking and not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 7 seeds and see how they do. Where's the envelope? So 7 seeds on one side, 1 seed on the other. Hopefully the 7 won't all sprout and crowd out the 1 for sun space. And the next thing is I put another layer on top of the multi-seed side. So I'm going to be checking in on these seeds. I'm going to put a little more down. I'm going to be checking in on the progress of this, and I'll be doing the hashtag Single Seed Challenge 2021 to see, so we can track it. So if you look up the hashtag Single Seed Challenge 2021, you'll see all the videos. I think there's dozens already of people doing it all over the world. And there's been some fun ones I've seen people. So, all right. So again, I need to water this side. I watered the other side, but this side needs it too. All right. We've got the labels. We've got the seeds. We've got the water on them. Now we just need to tape them up. Tape this jug up. I like to do small pieces because I am just a little too klutzy to do a huge 1 piece of tape all at once. And also on some of my older jugs, the ones I cut last year, a lot of them I did not cut evenly. And so a smaller piece of tape allows me to have the tape go up or down a little bit and not kind of go off the hole. 1 last piece of tape. You want to make sure it's adhered really well to the jug, and that the jug is dry. That's way too big. The jug is dry and not cold, because this tape does not do well in cold temperatures. But once it's adhered, it can handle the cold. It just doesn't adhere well to start with in cold temperatures. All right, and the last thing I do is I need to mark it. And since we did two different things, I need to look in the jug to remember, okay, this is the eggplant multi-seed. Okay. And this is eggplant single seed. Come on, tape. Stop misbehaving. Eggplant single seed challenge. And today is the 14th. And now I need to put this right outside and wait for it to sprout. That's it for this video. Please make sure to check back in as I plan, as I said earlier, to update the progress on the single seed challenge as we go throughout the year, and fingers crossed that it sprouts. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you aren't already a subscriber, please consider doing so, and make sure you have that bell button hit so you get alerts when I post new content. And otherwise, I will see you next time.